What's going on, everybody? Ethan here, your favorite explorer here today, and today we're going to talk about pieces of gear that your department may not issue, and if they do issue, it's probably some knockoff version of it. But you're just an explorer. You won't need the important gear, but sometimes it's good to have good gear. So the first piece of gear we're going to talk about is the training taser. Now I know they cost a lot. This one was actually issued to me by my department, but I see a lot of posts that don't have them, and it's just that you have no de-escalation tools. I mean, some will give you a baton, some won't give you nothing but a handcuff, flashlight, gun. That's it. And say you got somebody, no, I don't want to go. I don't know this, that, and that. I'm gonna resist. So then you have to pull out your gun as a de-escalation tool, when you could really pull out your taser, de-escalation. Okay. There are 3 different types that I recommend. These are the common types. You have the X2, the X26, the X26P. The X2 is the fatter one, the bigger one. It's about that big compared to this, and the holder is like $900. No, I'm just joking. It's like $80. But yeah, and the X26. This is actually the X26, and the X26P kind of looks like this, but it's really different. Next, a lot of explorers already buy these on their own, but some don't, and it's really bad, especially if you have an officer down scenario, and we all know what I'm talking about, the tourniquet. If you don't have a tourniquet during an officer down scenario, you will have to pretend to put a tourniquet on, and that might get you deducted some points. But it's also good if nobody else has one and you have one. That just, I'm not gonna say qualify you for a promotion, but you're that gear dude, so they already know that if you're on their team, like if you're post like mine, where we go to competition, we're split up into 2 teams. They want you on their team. They're like, no, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. And I try to push these as much as possible, even though the holders are, expensive when they're really not. They're like, the cheapest one I found was like $11. Yeah, good tourniquet. Next, a good holster. This is the holster that I'm using currently. Yes, it is a far drop, long drop. And this holster, I just put this on here like a couple days ago, and the only reason I put that on here is because I wear body armor, as you can see, and I was knocking my gun into the body armor, and this prevents that from happening. And also, instead of having to bring your gun up, out, or flip up, out, I could just straight boom. Instead of having to bend my arm, you know what I mean? We all have been through that motion. Instead, I could just reach down, grab my firearm, and deploy it. This is the Safari Land 7378, and it was made in the USA, of course. It's made for the Glock 17, 19, and 34 Gen 5 light. So that's any generic light, I would assume. And it's the ALS system, so you just drop your gun in, it locks. I don't have a hood. I don't prefer the hood because I'm not gonna let you get that close to me to where you can take your gun. A lot of people are like, the ALS, sometimes it fails and you can just pull a gun right on out. Why let them get that close to you? So yeah, invest in a Safari Land holster. Serpa holster works too, but if you're gonna have any real firearms or like simunition training, I wouldn't do it because of where it lands you. I'm gonna leave a video to Nick Off Duty's video as to why the Serpa holster is bad. Next, a baton, and I don't mean to beat people with. This is just so like if you're searching a hall and there's a door is cracked, but it's facing you. So the crack is facing you, so you can take your baton, push the door open without having to actually get up close, push it, then kind of like get back to take cover. You can get your baton, push it open. This is the Smith & Wesson baton. I got this from Academy. It was like 45 bucks. The shaft, I need to oil it because it does what it wants sometimes. And the tip, I've actually used this to save a that's a story for another time. Don't want to get into that, but it has these grooves on here, so you know, no homo, but you can't it won't slip out your hand. The baton will deploy before it slips out of your hand. You know what I mean? So yeah. This last piece, I'm pretty sure your department does issue these Smith & Wesson handcuffs. Ooh, I was about to say baton. But Smith & Wesson handcuffs are popular among law enforcement. Mine are pretty beat up, as you can tell. I need to get new ones. Don't use ViperTech handcuffs because not all keys work for ViperTech handcuffs, but ViperTech handcuffs work for all. I mean, ViperTech keys work for all handcuffs, but other handcuffs won't work for ViperTech just because the hole is bigger. Yeah, I say get you these at you can go Gauls. Hopefully in your area, if you stay in Texas, you might have a Top Brass. I recommend Top Brass for all new explorers because if you go in and you tell them you're an explorer, you just might get a deal. It depends. I got deals on my stuff. A quality duty belt. This one, I've had this actually 2 years before I joined the Explorers, and that's because I used to make cops and robbers videos. I was one of those kids, yeah. And it took this belt. I've been on Explorers 2 years. It took this 4 years to actually get this way. You see, it's shredded and it's even cut. And even if I pull on this cut, that's this making that noise. But look, if I even pull on that cut, it doesn't even get any bigger. I'm thinking about taking this buckle and putting it on my other belt, but I have that triple system on there. I'm really finna switch to a Cobra belt, but for right now I'm stuck with the nylon belt. But you need to get you a good quality belt. Don't get that just little, it doesn't have this part, it just has these two right here. You clip and then you can pull it. I don't recommend those because you will get into an altercation and you will want your belt to stay on you. And these are 6 things police explorers need that the department doesn't issue. And there is I'm gonna link, this is 2 videos today, so I won't post for 2 weeks after this. So if there's any videos that y'all want to see, room tour, get ready with me for Explorers, please leave that in the link below. I'm completely blind as to what y'all want to see because my views are wishy-washy. Like is the Blessed for Explorers excessive, that video, it was dry, but it wasn't like low. And then I have one video that made like 3,000, like, had a lot of views on there. But please let me know what y'all want to see. I can't keep posting duty belt updates because my duty belt doesn't really change. I really switch out gear. That's why we have explorers and police officers. This is a quote from Free Field Training. We all have a box of gear that we used to use, that used to work for us, or we're testing. So everything is about testing, especially during Explorers, because you're young, you're not a cop yet, so you can still find out what works for you, what doesn't. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys on the next one.